team's lacking confidence.
Here's Richarlison trying to find Kulusevski. Might be an early chance here for Tottenham. It's Royale. Oh, he hit it straight at Kepa. Scored last week, of course, against West Ham. And now it's Oliver Skipp. And he's fired it in off the underside of the bar. 20 seconds into the second half. Ollie Skipp off his right foot with a rising drive. It brushed the crossbar and rippled into the net. It's his first ever goal for Tottenham. And they lead by a goal to nil.
Well, Spurs are always a completely different team in the second half. Just a long ball forward. Richarlison puts it across. Kulusevski rolls in the path of Emerson Royale initially. It's a tame shot. Kepa didn't hold it. Probably should have. Cleared away. Comes out to Oliver Skipp, who beats João Felix to it. Sits up beautifully. He hits it just as it bounces up nicely for him with his right foot. Beautiful strike from Oliver Skipp, but I think Kepa should save this. Does it take a deflection off of Koulibaly? Maybe.
Not really, no.
Maybe.
Rush, but not much.
Not a lot. Kepa should save this, but let's take nothing away from Oliver Skipp. It doesn't hit Koulibaly.
No,
he should save it.
At all.
He gets a really strong hand to that and can't keep it out.
It's Ollie Skipp's 67th game for Tottenham Hotspur, and he's finally got his goal, and a good one too. I agree with you, the keeper should have had a stronger hand there. Oliver Skipp doesn't mind.
No, absolutely not.
Well, I mean, what is going on with Tottenham? We did say that they're always better in the second. 20 seconds.
And it was the same last week. It was about 2 minutes last week.
Yeah, I mean, incredible. But what it also means is more problems for Chelsea.
Massive problems for Chelsea. They've got to do something they're not very good at, and that's score.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the moment, that's the first time Tottenham have scored against Chelsea in something like 352 minutes of football at home. They've lost their last three against Chelsea in the Premier League without scoring, but they're on the brink potentially here of ending a run that goes back to 2018 since they last beat Chelsea, and Chelsea could be on the brink of their worst away run since 2001. That's a long time ago.
You do start wondering just how long can Graham Potter survive if the results don't change.
No, I agree, because it's not the fact that the results are poor, but when you think they outspent everybody else in Europe combined out of the big clubs.
Yeah, but they have, but they haven't got that team on the pitch yet, have they? You know?
No, they haven't. And also, they haven't bought a striker.
No,
I was thinking someone the other day. If Chelsea had, for example, Alexander Mitrovic, or even Ollie Watkins,
someone like that, exactly.
Callum Wilson, you know, they wouldn't be superstar-studded billion-pound players, but they'd get goals for them, surely.
Then you'd say the same about Aubameyang, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know.
He's in.
Now here comes Spurs again. Ben Davies trying to, Chelsea. It's Ben Davies burrowing his way forward. Here's Emerson Royale, whose shot was blocked by Kepa, which in the run-up to the goal. Now it's Harry Kane trying to flick it through. It's blocked on the edge of the penalty area. Spurs voices can be heard now in North London. Harry Kane is dispossessed by João Felix. Chelsea are making a bit of a dog's dinner of trying to get the ball away, aren't they? But they finally have. And now it's Sterling, and he's driving forward. He's got a man out wide. He can't find him. It was Ziyech. It was well intercepted by Longley. And here comes Emerson Royale, poor ball, intercepted by Ben Chilwell. To be honest, the first 4 minutes of the second half have been better than the 53 minutes of the first half. Here's Havertz for Chelsea. Now Ziyech, thought he was sent off, but still on the pitch, slips it through, decent looking ball. And that'll be a foul, I think, given on Reece James, who was blocked there as he tried to get the ball away, so it's a free kick to Tottenham. To Chelsea.
Big problems, Graham Potter. Big problems.
He's looking across the pitch with his arms folded, breathing out, twitching. Aubameyang, we've got a close-up of him on our monitor.
They've got talent,
the bench is good, isn't it? I mean,
Mudryk.
Yeah. I mean, they've got Conor Gallagher is on the bench.
Corekey is a really good, talented young player.
Yeah. They're not sure, are they? He's going to have to do something, though. Here's Kane. That's a clever ball. And Tottenham have it far side. It's flicked to this near post. Emerson Royale controls it. He got Kulusevski in front of him. He's ignored him. 5 minutes gone in a action-packed start to the second period. Here's Longley, decent cross. Richarlison can't get there. Kulusevski wanted to shoot, but Chilwell made sure he didn't. But unlike the first half, where it was Chelsea who dominated for the opening 5 minutes, in this half it's been Tottenham, and Chelsea have given it away. Ruben Loftus-Cheek put it straight out of play.
Terribly, Chelsea, haven't they?
Yep, they certainly have. Goodness me. Well, the game needed a goal, didn't it? Now then,
desperately needed.
Harry Kane's down now, and he's not a sort of player who'd fake an injury, I don't think.
No, I don't think
He's rubbing his neck as if he's twisted it somehow.
He's obviously...
I think as he went for the header, maybe.
With Koulibaly,
it's a clash of heads.
Clash of heads.
Very, very...
fair challenge, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I was sort of searching for the word. It wouldn't come. Undeliberate.
Yeah.
I think that's the word I was looking for. I'm not sure that is a word, but anyway. Here's Fernandes. Quite a few Chelsea players have had quiet games. Loftus-Cheek and Fernandes in midfield. There's really not much has come through there, has it?
I watched a lot of Enzo Fernandes at Benfica earlier this season.
Yeah.
And he's very much a continuity player. He just likes to get the ball and move it. He's not
desperately creative.
He's not brilliantly creative. No, absolutely.
Here's Felix, who is, and finds Chilwell. That's a good ball by Chilwell. He's found Ziyech. Ziyech shoots. It's not a very good shot. Just looped it well wide with his left foot. But I suppose credit to him to go for goal, because Chelsea they've had so few goal-scoring attempts, really.
Yeah, well, he's very capable of Ziyech coming inside on that left foot and putting this in the top corner. Fraser Forster would have been worried initially when he was on the ball, but well wide of the target on this occasion.
At 7 minutes of the second half, 1-0 Spurs, and that would be
Spurs take the shackles off. It's almost like they've got shackles around them. They're told they're not allowed to go over the halfway line until the second half.
It is utterly bizarre. Here's Skip, who's got his goal for them. They'll need another for security for sure, though. Here's Emerson Royale, who got one last week, jinking forward, tries the 1-2 with Skip. It hits Koulibaly. Handball, shout the Tottenham fans. Play on, says Stuart Atwell. Here's Højbjerg.
It hit Koulibaly on the hand, but his hand was down his side.
Nothing wrong with that. Goodness me. Breathless start to the second half. Here's Kulusevski looking to get beyond Ben Chilwell. Cuts in on his left foot and finds Skip, and they'll shout shoot, the Tottenham fans. He's about 30 yards from goal. Now it's Højbjerg. Arrows it across to Emerson Royale. Emerson Royale into the box. Arriving is Richarlison. Good header. Brilliant. Away by Reece James, who's hurt himself.
Needs to stop it.
And that is a head injury. Richarlison and James have clearly clashed heads. They're both down, and on this occasion we can have no complaints whatsoever about the game being halted. I can read out a couple of tweets. This is quite a good one from Kofi Tawia Kansar. Man City can't seem to score against Spurs at the Tottenham Stadium, and Spurs can't seem to score against Chelsea at home. Funny, isn't it? Well, that's changed. That was, to be fair, at half-time. And they have finally got a game against Chelsea. And Fuego William Saliba says it's so funny that these referees do all the same. I'm excited because it gives Chelsea a chance, as I don't want Spurs to get anything from this game. Happy times to be a Gooner. Listening from Tamale in Ghana. And Chris King, this is a great one. Best of luck to my brother-in-law and nephew watching Newcastle at Wembley. Amazing fan support with a picture of them there in Trafalgar Square.
Well, the referee, there was a throw-in to Spurs when play was stopped for the head injury. It was a throw-in to Spurs, and the referee is now going to give the ball back to Kepa.
Really?
Honestly, they don't help themselves sometimes.
They don't. No, I agree. Yeah, you stop the game. As you say, the ball was dead.
Yeah.
You can't... Stuart Atwell, quite a few seasons ago, refereed a game at Vicarage Road. I hate to keep mentioning Watford, but I do remember it well, against Reading. He gave a goal when the ball actually hadn't gone in. It went past
wide, wasn't it?
It went wide. It landed in the back net. He actually gave the goal, and it was an equaliser in a 2-2 draw. I mean, on that occasion, you probably would have wanted VAR. But, I mean, I've never... Well, maybe I'm a little prejudiced against him, but he never impresses me as a ref. I've quite liked David Coote this season. I think he's looked quite decent at the games I've seen.
There's not many good referees out there, unfortunately.
Here's Emerson Royale clearing, Skip playing a nice ball over the top towards Kulusevski, but good block by Koulibaly. Bounces back off Emerson Royale for a throw to Chelsea. He's thrown it straight out. Koulibaly hasn't gone back into play.
Yeah.
It was a throw out rather than a throw in.
Centre-backs taking throw-ins, they're not particularly used to it.
10 minutes gone in the second half. We have a breakthrough. It was an early one, 20 seconds on the clock when Oliver Skip scored his first ever Tottenham goal. He won't forget that in a hurry, will he? Particularly if Tottenham Hotspur go on and win the game, which if they do would put them 4 points ahead of Newcastle and 4 points behind Manchester United. But here come Chelsea with Sterling, who in the first half looked the one player who might make something happen for them. Here's Chilwell, pings it away across towards Reece James. Out wide is Hakim Ziyech, and now it's Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Fernandes. They're never any quick build-ups from Chelsea. It's all kind of very laboured, isn't it?
And that's a credit to Spurs. They get so many men behind the ball, and it's so difficult to play against. You have to try and suck Spurs onto you and hit them on the counter-attack.
Antonio Conte will be worried about coming back, because if Christian Stellini wins this, it'll be 4 out of 4. Now then, here's Sterling. Has he kept it in? I'm not sure he has. No, he hasn't. It's going to be a goal kick. He tried to hook it back from the byline, and it didn't quite come off for him.
It's a good moment from him again. He's been bright, actually, Raheem Sterling.
Yep, he's been the one thing that Graham Potter may feel. Aubameyang is still sitting behind Potter. No signs of him warming up.
Dennis Zakaria.
Yep. He's a midfielder, though, isn't he? He's probably more of a
Loftus-Cheek, maybe.
Yeah.
I think
he's not a particularly offensive player, is he, Zakaria?
He's got really good energy, Zakaria.
Yes.
Really good energy, and that's kind of what they need.
Maybe, yeah.
Just raise the tempo of the game a bit for Chelsea.
Fernandes back to Koulibaly, wearing number 26 inside the centre circle. Leaves it for Reece James. James gets it forward to Joao Felix. Now it's Ben Chilwell on this near side for Chelsea, who would stay 10th, 4 points behind Brentford, which is, with the greatest respect to Brentford and Fulham, you would not expect Chelsea to be the third most successful team in West London.
Hakim Ziyech thought he was fouled there, went to ground.
Skip, good ball forward. Here's Emerson Royale. He seems to like this right side of the forward, doesn't he? It gives him room to roam, and he's done well today again. Here's Kulusevski to Emerson Royale, who scored last week, and he was instrumental in the build-up to that goal with his shot that was saved, and then it was cleared, and Skip hit it well. Here's Højbjerg. Richarlison, poor ball. I can't see Richarlison staying on too much longer.
No.
It's just not been his game, has it? That's a foul by Ben Davies.
That's a yellow card as well.
It's a yellow card on his 300th appearance for Tottenham Hotspur. I think we should pay tribute to Ben Davies. I mean, he's not the most eye-catching or headline-making player, but 300 appearances for Spurs.
Steady, very steady, isn't he?
And for Wales as well.
Yeah, very reliable.
Yeah, good servant.
Yeah, can play in, obviously, 3 different positions. Can play left side centre-back, left-back and left wing-back. And so very versatile as well.
Yeah, and he seems low maintenance, doesn't he? I imagine he's a dream for the man. I think he probably does what he's told and doesn't complain. You know, and as you say, he gets shunted around, but he's done well at centre half. He's doing well at left wing back here.
He does a job wherever you put him on the pitch. He will do your job.
Yeah, he's sort of like the James Milner of Tottenham.
Similar.
Anyway, here's Reece James. Chelsea need something desperately. We're up to nearly an hour, and they trail by a 1-0. It's Højbjerg, and it's flicked off, and the game's gone a bit flat again after that sort of dynamic start. Double substitution.
Mount
Zakaria and Mount are coming on for Chelsea, but not at the moment because the ball is in play with Harry Kane, but he loses it fairly, and Koulibaly manages to find Chilwell. It's up towards Havertz, good header. Here's Joao Felix at pace, shoots and blocked by Dyer, but at least there was a bit of electric pace there from Chelsea, which we haven't seen very much. It was a quick dart through the middle.
It's very much one pace Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Here's Chilwell. Out it comes to Sterling, who again, this has been so much a symptom of the game. That's not a bad ball by Fernandes, aiming for Felix, but Fraser Forster is about a foot taller than Joao Felix.
He was always favourite for that one, Fraser Forster, I think.
Fraser.
He may never have played again if he'd have lost that one.
Yeah, it would have been embarrassing, but he's another one, good servant to various clubs. I mean, he did well with Celtic.
Brilliant at Southampton as well.
Southampton, yeah. As I say, he's approaching 500 career appearances. Here's Kane for Tottenham. That's a good ball. Kepa's come out, has to control it. It's a good header. Under really pressure from Kulusevski to find Chilwell, who sprints away. Kulusevski fouls him. It's a free kick to Chelsea.
It's a great starting position from Kepa there. Really high. Sensed the danger. The ball over the top. Came out and dealt with it with a really well controlled header.
61 minutes played. And Ben
Chilwell might get a yellow card for...
Well, he tugged his shirt, didn't he? I'm not sure he did.
I'm not sure the referee saw it.
Now we are going to get the substitutions, as you say. It's Mason Mount,
Loftus-Cheek,
Dennis Zakaria, who are coming on. Loftus-Cheek and Ziyech. So Ziyech, who thought he was sent off in the first half, is now being taken off in the second half. Those are the two subs. Mason Mount, who, as we know, is a very creative player. He's never scored in 10 games against Tottenham Hotspur, Mason Mount. And Aubameyang is sitting there looking nonplussed, I think would be the right word to describe him. He looks as if he's thinking, well, what am I here for?
But you know, when you're sitting on the bench and if you're desperate to go on, do you just keep getting up and warming up and brushing past the manager, make sure he sees you going out and warming up? There's none of that, is there?
You'd know as a player. Are you told to warm up, or do you just go and warm up?
Generally,
I would have thought you
can just go and warm up, but generally you wait until you're told. But why not? Why not just run past him and go, come on, get me on, Gaffer?
He just looks fed up, doesn't he? Which is not a good. It's not a good look, is it? Anyway, here's Fernandes. Chelsea still only trailing by a single goal. That's a really poor... He's not had a good game, has he? It's a poor ball. He tried to chip it down the middle, but there's no one there. It took a bounce and went behind. Graham Potter still looks disgruntled, but he's clapping his hands together. We've had 17 minutes of the second half, and Chelsea really haven't looked like getting back in this game.
You've got to feel a little bit for Enzo Fernandez. He's come from Benfica, who are absolutely flying in the Portuguese league, top of the league, beating everyone that they step in front of them, to a team at Chelsea that are hopelessly lacking confidence. Every single player out there, apart from maybe Thiago Silva at the start of this game, is playing below par.
Yeah, absolutely. Chelsea now haven't scored for a very long time since that Joao Felix goal against West Ham. It was about 315 minutes ago of football. They've only scored 3 goals in their last 8 away games, Chelsea. And in all competitions, they've failed to score in 8 of their last 14 games. That's well over half.
It's incredible.
It is, absolutely. Well, they're going to have to score in the second leg in Europe. Chelsea, of course, because they trailed Dortmund by a goal to 0. That won't be an easy game.
Dortmund are on fire at the moment as well. They've won every game since the turn of since their league started, since the turn of the year.
And they're a good side. And I mean, if Chelsea lose that, the season's done. That's it. Finished. It's over. Here's Emerson Royal. And they won't want to be, with the greatest respect, they won't want to be in the Europa Conference League next season, will they, Chelsea? But you can't see them getting into the Champions League. If they lose this game again, you know, they're down in 10th. They're miles off the pace.
There's too many good teams between them.
14 points behind Tottenham if they lose this.
Yeah, too many good teams between them and the Champions League spots.
That's a good ball if Davies can reach it, and he can. And he cuts it back. He did as much as he could there, Davies, but it didn't reach a teammate, and Chelsea will clear, and Sterling will find Enzo Fernandez. That's a better ball from him, and it's shoveled on by Mount to Felix. Felix with a ball in field. It finds Raheem Sterling. Sterling towards Mount, very well read by Christian Romero. That's what we like about him.
He's an excellent defender.
He really
is. For me, he's probably the best defender in the league. Yeah, 1v1 defender. Thiago Silva reads the game better than anyone in the league, but absolute 1v1 defender. If I was going to put my life on anyone defending me, for me 1v1, I'd probably pick him. It's just the other things that he does that annoy you.
He wasn't ever present in a World Cup winning team for nothing, was he?
Not at all.
And after that extraordinary result against Saudi Arabia, they picked up rather well, and he was a huge part of it. obviously, with Argentina, there's only really going to be one person who's going to get most of the headlines, but there were some great performances from plenty of others, weren't they? Rodrigo de Paul and various others.
Does Enzo Fernandez look a much better player playing with Lionel Messi ahead of him than
he certainly does. Here at Tottenham, it's Harry Kane on the overlap inside the box, hangs it up, couldn't quite manage to find Davis. Kepa slithers in to prevent Ben Davies conceding a corner, and then pushes the ball up towards Raheem Sterling. Now it's Zakaria, one of the substitutes, finding Fernandes. Diagonal ball cross halfway to Ben Chilwell just inside the Tottenham half. Now it's Kai Havertz. And now Chilwell again, and we're back to Chelsea just knocking it around without any vim or vigour, really.
No. And Spurs are back in shape defensively.
Yeah, they've done that really well.
Yeah, they do. They're the best at that in the league, getting back into shape quickly, making it difficult for teams.
Here's Raheem Sterling looking to run at the defence. Good tackle by Richarlison though, and he's rolled it through to Højbjerg. He's under a bit of pressure here. Tottenham have got the ball away. It's gone out of play 10 yards short of the halfway line. It's going to be a throw into Chelsea taken by Reece James. 66 minutes played, and Chelsea desperately need a goal from somewhere. Here's Ben Chilwell, left hand side for Chelsea as they try and attack. Now it's João Felix, scored their last goal, but it was a while ago. Fernandes, Felix, that's nice interplay between them. It's back with João Felix. That's clever. Here's Havertz. Good goalkeeping, Fraser Foster.
Forster was excellent.
Very, very brave at the feet of Kai Havertz there, who must for a moment have thought he'd wriggled free, but the big goalkeeper read it really well, was very quick. He was onside as well, Havertz, so that save had to be made.
Yeah, it was good play from Chelsea. Little 1-2 on the edge of the box, a little flick round the corner, and Havertz was almost in, but Fraser Forster was quick off his line.
Well, a little spell here for Chelsea. We're midway through the second half. Kulusevski has pushed Chilwell. It's a free kick. He's taking it quickly to Fernandes, and square it goes to Reece James. But the ramifications of another defeat, and another defeat without a goal for Chelsea, will be mounting up, won't they? Here's Chilwell finding Mount. Now it's Fernandes, who again plays a poor ball. It's meat and drink for his international teammate Romero, who clears. This is Wesley Fofana for Chelsea. He doesn't want to go back to his keeper, and he's found Zakaria instead, the Swiss international. It comes to Kepa Arrizabalaga. And now it's Chilwell.
I think
look at this kick, and he's gone out of play.
You look at this Chelsea team, and he's got Reece James and Ben Chilwell playing, but they're both playing as natural fullbacks, where both of them are better as wing-backs.
Yeah.
You know, can he find a way with what he's got on that bench to get those two being effective going forward and cause Spurs some problems?
They look chronically short of confidence, don't they, Chelsea? I mean, but they're displaying it. You know what I mean? You can tell just by looking at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Header away by Romero. It's dropped for Felix. That's a nice ball lifted over towards Denis Zakaria, who's almost dispossessed, but it was a foul given against him. So Chelsea are going to have a free kick on the edge of the centre circle in their own half. Denis Zakaria, born in Switzerland to a Sudanese father and a Congolese mother, but a Swiss international. Scored on his debut in the Champions League against Zagreb, but has missed a chunk of the season with a thigh injury. Good to see him back. Here's Mason Mount finding João Felix. Mount gets it back. This is Chilwell. Chilwell near side, just lifts it across towards Fernandes. Fernandes is looking across to his right hand side. That's a useful ball. It's picked out Reece James. James looking to take on Ben Davies, finds Raheem Sterling edge of the box. Now it's Fernandes, scoops it over towards Raheem Sterling. It's a tame header, and Forster just lets it bounce up into his grasp.
It's such a difficult header for Raheem Sterling. The ball was scooped into the air by Enzo Fernandez, and there's no pace on the ball at all. He has to generate it all himself.
Here's Royale. Harry Kane wants it played early, but Emerson Royal still has it, and he dithered rather, and Chelsea were able to get it away. Solid challenge by Oliver Skipp, and Chelsea win the ball. Here's Kai Havertz, but Emerson Royal's had a really good game, got back there, and Havertz is another who looks hopelessly out of sorts, doesn't he? Here's Kane. That's a lovely ball. Over to Ben Davies. He's in acres of space on this left-hand side. Gets the ball in towards Richarlison, but Fofana is there to scoop it away on the full. We're into the last 20 minutes.
He's defended well, Wesley Fofana, since coming on.
No
ball into the box from Ben Davies was a good one, looking for the run of Richarlison, but his position was good and his clearance was really good as well.
Yeah, it was the right ball, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well read by the defender. What's happening now? What's the referee doing now?
Someone said he's changing his top, is he?
Goodness gracious me. The referee has gone off the pitch.
He is not helping himself today.
I don't know, is he ill? I mean,
he's changing his top, isn't he?
No, it's the communication device. This is another thing that frustrates fans. You know, surely you can referee a game without this. I went to a game earlier this season. We had about a 20-minute delay. This was a midweek game.
Yeah.
One of the guys next to me had to go because his kid's got school the next day because of a referee's malfunctioning piece of kit. Dear oh dear. Now we have a break. And a chance to remind you that we're off to Wembley in about an hour. Stay with us. Tom Rennie and Paul Parker are the lucky men who'll be watching the Carabao Cup final and bringing all the drama and atmosphere to you from the home of English football. 4:30 kickoff, Manchester United against Newcastle. London has been completely awash with black and white clad fans, the whole of the West End. You'd think you were in big market in Newcastle, wouldn't you, if you walked into Trafalgar Square? We're watching a replay of the goal and you're wincing at the goalkeeper.
He's got to save it.
Yeah.
Kepa has got to save it. I don't know what he looks at Koulibaly. Koulibaly doesn't get a touch. He needs to save that. He shouldn't be looking at anyone else but himself there.
Daniel Levy is taking an opportunity to scroll through his phone. As Tottenham
he's just seeing
look as if they're going to...
how much more money he can take off his next signing.
Todd Bowley's here as well.
And he's looking at how many more people he can sign.
He makes Daniel Levy look skint, doesn't he?
He does, absolutely.
As one of my friends said, I wouldn't mind being a fiver behind him. But the referee's back on now. Oh joy, well done. You can see the fans are fed up with all this nonsense. I mean, you know, this technology is supposed to help the game, and it's just, you know, holding everything up. But the way we're going, we'll blow the whistle here and we'll be straight to Wembley
to start the game. Absolutely, yeah.
Well, we had 7-8 minutes at the end of the first half. This is going to be at least 5, if not more. There'll be more substitutions as well. And we're up to 73 now, but nothing's happened since 70. Here's Richarlison. Tackled by Mount, swept away on the full by James, but Tottenham have it again with Harry Kane. Kane shrugs off Reece James and can't find the ball to Kulusevski. Emerson Royal tracking back and managing to find Romero, who just lost the ball for a second there, but recovered.
Good challenge, that.
Now then, what's happened here?
That's not a good challenge. Mason Mount's going to get a yellow card for arguing with Stuart Atwell about the fact that challenge
about Romero. Mount has been booked.
I think it's a yellow. I think he gets the ball, but his follow-through goes straight through Havertz.
Yeah, it's a yellow, maybe. It's not malicious.
No.
I think he did it because he lost the ball and he was so desperate to get it back.
No, he did, absolutely.
The trouble is, he's the sort of player that you're inclined to think badly of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, that wasn't too bad. I'm not sure if he has been. Mount definitely has been booked. And he's now having a conversation with Pierre-Emile Højbjerg about something or other. It's another break in play. Back in play now with Romero again. Rolls it forward. That's a lovely little flick by Kane, who's by Kulusevski, I should say, and he's got the ball now. Right hand side, Emerson Royal's gone down the flank. Kulusevski tries to find Richarlison. Kane with a brilliant ball first time across towards Davis. This will be a terrific goal if Tottenham can get someone on the end of the cross, but they can't. Chelsea clear. Kulusevski near side, veering towards the touchline and tussling If he didn't quite get through them all. Fernandes did well. That's a poor touch by Felix, and he's lost it. And here's Emerson Royale, and now Richarlison, and it's just too high.
Yeah, Chelsea need to clear their lines. They're really struggling to do so. Fernandes plays the ball into Chilwell, then Joao Felix gets caught on the edge of his box. Little ball inside from Royale. Richarlison just outside the 18-yard box, takes the shot on, but well over the crossbar.
He's too short of 50 Premier League goals, Richarlison, for Watford, Everton, and not yet Tottenham Hotspur.
No, and that's surprising.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, well, he scored plenty in the World Cup, didn't he? And last season with Everton, but hasn't quite worked for him. No sign of Son Heung-min yet, though.
No, I think it's so
Here's
tight
Mount.
this game.
He finds Sterling, who's half tackled. Sterling through to Havertz, and again Havertz is not able to get on that. As you say, Romero just put his body between the ball and the keeper and made sure that they shall not pass.
Yeah, really good defending. Spurs at the moment getting cut open a little bit by Chelsea's movement since Mason Mount's gone on. There's players between lines. There's been a couple of neat interchanges in the passes around the box, but nothing quite come of it yet for Chelsea.
Yeah, it was good by Romero. If he cuts out all the nonsense with feigning injury, we'd all love him, wouldn't we?
Sensational player.
You'd think, what a player, but he just blots his copybook with his histrionics. Here's Zakaria. Still hope for Chelsea. They're only trailing by a 1-0, but since Oliver Skipp scored, they haven't really tested Forster properly, have they?
No, they really haven't.
And it's, if they draw another blank, it's just going to make things worse. That's a dreadful ball by Felix, who was trying to find Mount, who stumbled a bit. I'm not sure he'd have had it anyway, would he?
He felt that Longley blocked him off there as he tried to run in behind Mason Mount.
Chelsea having a little spell of possession here. Havertz just looking for support, but again he looks up and there's nothing but white shirts in front of him. That's credit to Tottenham, but it is difficult to break down a well organised setup like that. But here's Havertz finding Reece James. James low into Sterling. Sterling
offside.
to Havertz.
I think he's offside there.
I'm not sure he is. They're giving the corner.
I think he's offside. He looks at least a yard. They need to check these things.
Well,
because if they score from the corner, it's going to count as a goal.
Yeah, but it's a different phase, so they can't.
He's on. Romero's playing him on. Just
he is, to be fair. Credit to the
Romero that puts his hand up to appeal. He's the one playing him on side.
Yeah, he is. So it's a corner to Chelsea with 12.5 minutes left, but there'll be a chunk of stoppage time as well. It's going to be Ben Chilwell with his left foot to swing it in from that far side. How Chelsea need a goal. They're not going to get one. It's a towering header by Eric Dyer, and then back in from James, and then a sort of stab foot forward pass by Fernandes, which lands at the obliging gloves of Fraser Forster. Forster will have enjoyed his day. He's made a couple of routine saves and not much else, and he's been
He's been well protected.
He has been well protected. Indeed, he has. Now then, here comes Son Heung-min. It's going to be Kulusevski, though, not Richarlison, that he replaces. But it goes without saying he is a hugely popular figure. You talk about players that Romero that you don't like. I don't support Tottenham Hotspur. No. I love Son.
Absolutely.
And he's got his South Korean fan club.
There's always a South Korean fan club there, without doubt.
He is fantastic. I love just everything about him. He's just the way he plays with a smile.
He's so positive.
He does great interviews. He's a role model. And he's a fantastic player. And he's absolutely and
his record off the bench this season is absolutely out of this world.
He's also too short of 100 Tottenham Hotspur goals, and he would become the first Asian player ever to score 100 goals for a club.
It will happen.
Of course it will. It will happen. It might happen later on today. But he's on 98 at the moment. Here's Felix. Now it's Mason Mount back to Enzo Fernandez midway inside the Tottenham half. Diagonal ball, bit better this from Chelsea, but great tackle. Romero, I mean, for all his faults, he's a magnificent defender.
He's so committed to every challenge.
There's a late one.
It's Romero again.
Hang on, there's a late challenge here, and there's a flare up again.
It's Romero again.
Yeah, the referee's calling them around him. Romero is being spoken to. Dyer is pleading Romero's innocence. Romero's putting his thumbs up as if to say, I'm sorry, mate. We're going to have another look at it here. Well,
there's nothing in it.
To be fair, he got to the ball cleanly.
They
grabbed onto each other.
There's nothing in it.
And Stuart Atwell correctly don't need yellow cards for that. It was just silly. They grabbed each other, and that's the end of it. So play on. 80 minutes have elapsed, and Chelsea are trailing by 1-0, scored by Oliver Skipp after 20 seconds of the second half. And Chelsea look as if they're going to go another game without a goal. They're going to lose to Tottenham Hotspur for the first time for 5 years, and they're going to end a 3-match winning run in this stadium. Here's Davis for Tottenham, finding Højbjerg. A second Tottenham goal would finish it, surely, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Well, Chelsea are going to do well to get one.
Well, here's Richarlison finding Emerson Royal down the line towards Richarlison. Richarlison shadowed by Koulibaly. Oh, that's clever. He's flicked it off his shins deliberately there for a corner, hasn't he?
Absolutely. Richarlison knew exactly. Aubameyang looks like he's going to get ready to come on. Well, this would really silence that stadium, wouldn't it?
That would be a story.
He is the one player that would completely silence this stadium. Mudryk as well.
Yeah, Mudryk's also getting ready, but not yet, because Son Heung-min, who's just come on himself, is going to take the corner.
They've just got to hope Spurs don't score from this corner.
If they do, Aubameyang could be academic, couldn't he? It's an outswinger from Son. Oh, flick header, chance, goal, Harry Kane. Kane at the back stick. Scores against Chelsea again. Did it in August. That's his 8th goal against them, and to all intents and purposes that will wrap up victory for Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane jabbing in, Son's corner flicked on, Tottenham 2-0. You suspect game over.
Well, Harry Kane has just become the first Spurs player to score home and away against Chelsea since Gary Lineker, believe it or not, in 1991.
That is tremendous knowledge. He's onside, no question.
Flicked on by Dyer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Chilwell's deeper than him, loses his man at the back post. Harry Kane, simple task for him. 4 yards out, just on his right foot, just guides it towards the target. Simple for him. What a player.
268th Tottenham Hotspur goal for Harry Kane, and a 49th goal in Premier League London derbies. One shot 50 in derbies.
He is.
The figures are incredible, aren't they?
He is an incredible player. Absolutely brilliant player. Mudryk's come on.
It's his 201st Premier League goal. That's a record for a single club. Aubameyang is now coming on, and you look at Aubameyang's face, and Aubameyang, you can tell he's thinking, you should have brought me on 10 minutes earlier, because now we're fighting a losing battle.
Mudryk and Aubameyang on, but the game now is almost completely out of reach.
Unless something astonishing happens, and frankly it doesn't look like it. That's bounced off Havertz and gone. The Tottenham fans are delighted. Looks like it could have back-to-back.
Sterling, the other one who went off?
I didn't say. I think you're right. Yes, you are right. Yeah. Yes, it was Sterling, correct. Felix and Sterling were the two that have gone. But I mean, this is what Chelsea fans are heading home. They've had enough. They're off down the 7th.
You're going to get frustrated having had all the success that they've had over the years and the teams that they've watched. This is a shadow of a Chelsea team.
Is. I agree. Here's Zakaria. Chelsea fans, that number just tells you that they're utterly convinced that they can't get back into the game. I mean, there's 7 minutes to go. There'll be another 5 or 6 stoppages. Just 15 minutes, effectively.
Well, they could. And they could get back in the game, but they don't believe it. They've got no reason. No.
Here's Mudryk. You never know. That's not a bad cross.
Ben Davies, great header by Davies. Brilliant defensive header in the back post. But Havertz should be there where Ben Davies is trying to score the goal, and he's nowhere near it.
It's gone for a throw, which has been taken. Fernandes, that's enough. Every forward ball that Fernandes plays has gone either wide or straight to Fraser Forster.
You can say he's very positive in his thinking, Enzo Fernandes. He's always looking to pass forward, but his quality hasn't been great.
Onar Kosisachokwu says, aren't you two being critical of Stuart Atwell?
Well,
what do you mean he can referee the game without his audio device properly? Well, in days gone by they didn't have these devices. They just relied on talking to each other and pointing. I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have them. I'm saying that you shouldn't hold up a game for I mean, I used an example of a game I saw where it was about 10 minutes of messing around. You just don't want, fans don't want to stand around waiting for all this nonsense to take place. I'm not being critical of you, Onar, and I know what you're saying. But I think the referee has had largely not a very good game today. I'm not over-critical of referees. Bazit says Emerson man of the match.
No chance today.
Who do you think?
No.
Here's Zakaria for Chelsea.
I think...
Here's Mudryk.
I don't think there's been any players that have been outstanding.
No, it's been a good team performance.
Very good team performance on Spurs.
I'll probably give it to Kane.
Ben Davies, maybe. Ben Davies has been really good.
We're looking at the goal again. Any fault at Chelsea defensively?
Raheem Sterling, though, is marking Harry Kane at the back post. Well, that's got to be a worry in your setup.
Absolutely.
And he loses Harry Kane at the back post once the flick on happens. But you've got to expect that. Yeah. He's not a defender. No, that's down to Graham Potter and his staff.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah. 284th goal of his career for all clubs, Harry Kane. And the next time he scores in a London derby, it'll be 50.
Yeah, and what a player, what a servant.
Incredible, yeah.
I think he's going to break Alan Shearer's record. I don't think he'll leave the Premier League, even if he does leave Spurs.
Well, that's the only way he won't break it, I think, isn't it, if he plays abroad. Now then, Chilwell for Chelsea, 86th minute.
Fofana stayed down.
Here's Mudryk. Mudryk might add an injection of pace, but he's stumbled over. Emerson Royale's knocked it out of play.
He won the ball. He did win the ball,
Yeah, correct. Decision, referee.
He sensed the danger, didn't he? I'm going to come over and deal with him. He's a good player. I'm going to come over, deal with it, deals with it.
Yeah.
He's such a good defender. Just cut out the other stuff.
Oh, hang on. We've got another stoppage.
It's Fofana down, isn't it? Fofana, they run into each other. I think it's a challenge. It's a yellow card for Richarlison. That.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's
studs into his shin.
Yeah, it's not very clever from Richarlison, is it? Here's Chelsea. The ball's back in play. It's Havertz out to Reece James. Just trying to tease his way infield. This is Mason Mount finding Koulibaly. Tottenham fans singing their victory songs already. 3 minutes to go of normal time. Here's Mudryk, left-hand side for Chelsea. Great tackle by Richarlison. To be fair to Richarlison, he had a ropey first half, but he's worked hard second half.
He's worked his socks off, and you have to get into Antonio Conte's team.
Yeah. Ball is played across towards Reece James. Reece James tangles with Son, comes away with the ball, finds Fofana, who's moving freely again. That's good. He's survived 2 injury scares. That means he's fit again.
I think he's played quite well.
Yeah, he's done all right. Here's Fernandes. Some of these expensive Chelsea signings must be wondering what they get themselves into.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, then they look at their bank account.
Cheers them up. Here's Mason Mount for Chelsea. Reece James, a goal for them would make it interesting. The cross is deep. Aubameyang can't get a touch. And Richarlison again does well. And Mudryk has been penalised for a foul on the Brazilian.
Yeah. But it's really good defending the back post by Emerson Royale here. Gets goal side of Aubameyang. It's a teasing ball from Reece James. Just make sure Aubameyang can't get anything on the head up. Pedro Porro coming on for Spurs.
Yeah. Recent acquisition from Sporting on loan, made his debut in a rather depressing game for Spurs. It was a 4-1 defeat at Leicester. He's going to replace Richarlison.
Yeah, I think he's going to play just ahead of Emerson Royale here. Really just with Mudryk out there, just double up on Mudryk.
I think Bazit was right. I mean, maybe not man of the match, but Emerson's played really well. I think.
Well again, really he's in a real good vein.
He's in a good. He's in a good groove, isn't he?
Yeah.
So Porro for Richarlison, 23-year-old. Actually started at Manchester City, Porro. He never actually appeared.
Absolutely.
But he's on for the last few minutes, and it'll be a happier time than at Leicester when they were 4-1 down.
Well, you'd like to think so, unless it turns round.
Here's Son, and now Kane. Kane's overhit his pass. I'm not sure it's going to be kept in. No, it's not. That was Porro. He showed pace and hunger there to get to the ball. He was quick.
He stopped it going out for a goal kick, didn't it?
Too quick for him, though, the pass by Kane. We're in the last minute of the 90. Darren Cann is sending Chilwell back several yards to take the throw.
as far from a Chelsea fan as you can probably get, but having grown up in Wimbledon with all my schoolmates being a Chelsea fan, but it does sadden me to see how far Chelsea have dropped, and the good players that they've got on this pitch not performing.
November the 6th, since then, 6 league goals by Chelsea, the worst record of any club in England. That includes teams like Rochdale, who are bottom of League 2, Forest Green, who are bottom of League 1, Wigan, who was struggling in the Championship. It's incredible. You know, it's absolutely a shadow of their... I mean, this is a real shadow of what they should be, isn't it? And yet they've spent £323 million.
That's the worry.
Here's Mudryk, who was part of that influx. Not a bad ball, but it's headed away by Dyer. It's like you said, I think every Tottenham player's been a 7, hasn't it? It's hard to pick. It's hard to pick one.
It's hard to pick an outstanding player. Yeah, it's been a really good team performance.
I think that's what managers want, isn't it? Everybody does their job well.
The last 2 weeks, Emerson Royale has been the outstanding player on the pitch. But today, there's not one player in that white shirt that's been head and shoulders above everyone else.
I totally agree. Here's Mudryk for Chelsea. 6 minutes has been added on, by the way, of which we've almost had one. Here's Chilwell. Tottenham fans are singing. Chelsea fans, some of them are already queuing for the buses down Tottenham High Road back towards Seven Sisters Tube. It's a miserable walk.
It's a long old walk when you lose it, isn't it? Absolutely.
Here's Fofana for Chelsea. Manages to find Reece James. James slips it down the line. It's Zakaria. He crosses. It's blocked by Longley. And then hit on the volley by Mount from the edge, by Chilwell, I should say, from the edge of the box, and blocked by Tottenham Hotspur. Now it's Mudryk. This looks all a bit too little too late for Chelsea, doesn't it? Son hooks it away. Up it goes towards Kane. Clever little header by him. It drops for Mason Mount, but he's going away from goal under pressure from Højbjerg. And in it comes Fernandes. Tries to shoot. Yes, it was Oliver Skipp who scooped it away for a corner. He's going to... What a day he's had. He's waited a long time for his goal, hasn't he?
Absolutely,
it's a big goal.
Huge goal.
Big goal. He's timed it to perfection. It was a good goal as well. You said the keeper could have done better. It was a good strike.
Really good strike.
Really good clean strike. Mudryk with a corner for Chelsea. I think maybe if you're Oliver Skipp, I mean, you're a midfield player, you probably do... I mean, he's not there as a goal scorer, obviously, but it probably does start to nag away a bit, doesn't it, when you get to sort of 60 odd...
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a poor ball forward by Tottenham, which...
The idea was good from Porro, but the ball was really poor.
It was. We've had 92 and a half minutes. Not sure Aubameyang's touched the ball yet since he came on, has he? But again, did they bring him on too late? I mean, I know it was unfortunate that they scored as he was about to come on.
We called it, didn't we? And it was too late.
It was. Here's Fofana for Chelsea. And Reece James. They need 2 goals in 3 minutes, which seems unlikely. Even just getting a goal for Chelsea would be something, wouldn't it? When you think they've had this dominance over Tottenham for so long. It's a 10th game without an away win. 1 win in 11. I mean, it's almost relegation form, isn't it?
Something has to change.
Here's Mudryk. Great tackle.
Romero. What's he doing there, though?
He's tried to be too clever. The first tackle was good, and then I think he overdid it. Emerson Royale's been nudged into touch. It's a throw to Tottenham Hotspur.
Mason Mount needs to be careful. He has been booked.
Yes, he hasn't. He's been a bit niggly since he came on, Mount.
You know what? He probably feels this more than anyone, growing up, coming through the ranks at Chelsea.
Yes, of course. With Declan Rice, who's his big mate, isn't there? Big mate
Declan Rice, the news is he's probably not going to be ending up at Chelsea in the summer.
Probably not. I don't think anyone will. I mean, if they don't get into Europe, they're going to struggle. And, you know, if they don't get into Europe, João Felix is not going to sign full-time, is he, for them? He's on loan.
I thought so, no.
I mean, the others are all on big contracts, aren't they? But he's actually a loanee. And here's Wesley Fofana. But it's all done now. We've had 94 minutes. Anything Chelsea get now would be a consolation. That's a terrible ball. That's a ball that kind of sums up their afternoon, isn't it? No ideas, no direction, no kind of great determination. Giving it away again. This is utterly depressing.
Even Reece James, who I think is one of the best young players in the Premier League.
But for the Chelsea fans who've stayed, that is utterly depressing way to end the game, isn't it? And again, every time we look at a close-up of Graham Potter on the monitor, and every time we look at, he's puffing his cheeks out. He just looks like a man who's probably bitten off more than he can chew. We're looking at the Chelsea end. There's bags of empty seats. I mean, I would say half of them have gone.
Yep.
Good luck to you if you're driving up Tottenham High Road at the moment.
Don't drive down there on match day, whatever you do.
No, it's one of the worst, isn't it, in the country. Here's Davis. Can Tottenham maybe end with a flourish? It's Davis getting it away from James. It's Oliver Skipp, who will no doubt be doing the post-match interviews, I would have thought. They'll want a word from him, won't they? Tell us about the goal. How do you feel?
Great tackle.
He's a good player. He's done well as well. He's come in last couple of games, been excellent.
He's a really steady player. He's got an old head on young shoulders. Always has done.
I mean, he had a loan at Norwich, didn't he, not so long ago? And you thought, well, is there a future for him at Tottenham?
They won the league, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Part of that championship winning side.
Absolutely.
Gave him some really good experience.
Here's Fofana. We're in the last seconds of the game. Chelsea frankly can't wait for the whistle to blow. Zakaria strongly tackled by Longley. Longley's another one who's been steady Eddie. We haven't mentioned him much, but he hasn't really put a foot wrong, has he? Here's Son. Son is blocked. Tottenham, it's every 50-50. The Tottenham player looks more committed.
Yep.
Anyway, that's it. It's another dispiriting day for Graham Potter and Chelsea. They have lost 2-0. They have failed to score again, and Tottenham Hotspur have consolidated 4th place between the two teams who contest the Carabao Cup final later. Oliver Skipp with his first goal for Tottenham Hotspur 20 seconds into the second half, and then Harry Kane with his 268th goal for Tottenham sealed it with 8 minutes to go. It has finished at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham Hotspur 2, Chelsea 0 on Premier League Live. Here's Richarlison trying to find Kulusevski. Might be an early chance here for Tottenham. It's Royale. Oh, he hit it straight at Kepa. Scored last week, of course, against West Ham. And now it's Oliver Skipp. And he's finding it up the underside of the bar. 20 seconds into the second half. Ollie Skipp off his right foot with a rising drive. It brushed the crossbar and rippled into the net. It's his first ever goal for Tottenham. And they lead by a goal to nil.
Beautiful strike from Oliver Skipp, but I think Kepa should save this. Does it take a deflection off of Koulibaly? Maybe.
Not really, no.
Maybe.
Rush, but not much.
Not a lot. Kepa should save this, but let's take nothing away from Oliver Skipp. Doesn't hit Koulibaly. He should save it. He gets a really strong hand to that and can't keep it out.
It's an outswinger from Son. Oh, Flick had that chance. Goal. Harry Kane. Kane at the back stick. Scores against Chelsea again. Did it in August. That's his 8th goal against them, and to all intents and purposes that will wrap up victory for Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane jabbing in, Son's corner flicked on. Tottenham 2-0. You suspect game over. Well, that was game over. It's just about game over for us as well. I haven't really got time for Chris to make a comment about this game, but my thanks to you, Chris, for being alongside me. A dispiriting day for Chelsea. They are stuck in 10th place. They're 14 points away from the top 4, and if they get knocked out of the Champions League in midweek, well, that's pretty much the end of the season. Not for Tottenham. They've consolidated 4th place, and they've won back-to-back home derbies by 2-0. Don't go away, because we're going to have a lot of chat after the break. We'll be taking you up to 4 o'clock local time, where we'll be handing over for the Carabao Cup final. But at Tottenham, it's Spurs who've beaten Chelsea on Premier League Live.
Previously on White and Jordan.
Well, we didn't
budget for this money. Surely we want to give it to our lesser cousins. Yes, and the moon's made of cheese, right?
Clash of the Simon.
The modern day fairy tale today in English football almost inevitably involves money.
There's no such thing as a no-score draw.
But this will be an exercise in goodwill. Something that the Premier League is bereft of.
How biased is Trevor? Sort it out. Seriously, sort it out.
White and Jordan.
The nation's primary destination for a triple distilled opinion and blistering debate.
Weekday mornings from 10 on the world-famous Talk Sport.
Times Radio.
I'm Mariella Frostrup. Join me as I talk to renowned guests about the worlds of culture, lifestyle and entertainment,
including Sir Michael Palin.
Python's always been, I think, a nice mix. It's about human behaviour and what we do and how we sort of mess ourselves up.
And Werner Herzog.
When you look at family romance, it's a deeply humanistic film. It is a very essential of my films.
From auteurs to icons, artists to activists. Join me, Mariella Frostrup, for the radio show dedicated to exploring the ideas that shape our times.
Mariella Frostrup.
Monday to Thursday afternoons from 1
on Times Radio.
Stories of our times from the Times and the Sunday Times.
One agenda-setting story told in depth by experts.
I'm Manveen Rana.
I'm David Romanich. Go beyond the headlines with original quality journalism and exclusive interviews.
What happens in the next year may define this country for the next 40 years.
We take you to the heart of the stories that matter. With exclusive access and reporting, you'll hear from the best and most informed journalists from the UK's most trusted newspaper. It's published for the start of your day, and you can listen for free on the Times Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search The Stories of Our Times.
John Pienaar at Drive, Monday to Thursday afternoon from 4 on Times Radio.
We're going to be talking about the news, but we're going to be discussing it and explaining it.
Join John Pienaar for the Drive Time show dedicated to the news that matters and the views that need to be heard.
I'm going to give people the time and space to tell us what they think, and I'm not going to tell you what to think. I'm going to help you make up your mind.
Trusted news, insight and opinion that speaks for itself. John Pienaar at Drive,
4 to 7, Monday to Thursday
on Times Radio.
Hey, I'm Brian Dunseth from SiriusXM FC. Every Monday, join Tom Rennie and me as we go all around the soccer world on our podcast, Week in the Tackle.
Enter our private circle.
From the significant...
There is a lot of reason to think they are going to win this tournament.
...to the absurd.
This little car comes on, like...
We cover the soccer stories we find interesting on Week in the Tackle. Available for free on Stitcher or your favorite podcast platform.
Welcome back. 25 to 4 in London. We've seen Tottenham Hotspur beat Chelsea by 2-0. Didn't get a chance for a word from Chris before the break, but as we're looking at the two heroes being interviewed, Oliver Skipp and Harry Kane, I expect they'll be saying they're probably being polite, but frankly, it was a pretty easy win for Tottenham, wasn't it? All they had to do was be organised and find a goal from somewhere.
Yeah, no, as you say, pretty run-of-the-mill Tottenham performance, really. Very defensive in the first half, just made sure they didn't concede, didn't really attack much. Second half, come out the traps, the shackles are off. Go and attack Chelsea. Got a brilliant first goal from Oliver Skipp, although I'm sure Kepa would have thought he should have done a little bit better with it.
Yep.
But and then defend well, go and find that second goal, set piece goal. Harry Kane, as he always does, in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I mean,
a really professional performance by Spurs.
But I mean, what you can say about Tottenham is they played reasonably well and won. Chelsea were dreadful again, weren't they? And there's no sign of any upward momentum at all. Not a thing.
Not at all. There was no sign of good patterns of play. Didn't really create any really good chances. You can't even come off and say, you know what, their keepers played brilliantly and we should have got something from the game. No. They didn't deserve anything. And that's what they come away with, and there's real problems at that football club at the moment.
Yeah, it's an absolute mess, isn't it? I mean, and Graham Potter, the way his body language, folding his arms, puffing out, he doesn't look like a man with a plan, does he?
He looks like a man who has 6 changes today, who has tried everything that he's thought of. He's changed formation, he's changed personnel, he's changed everything, and nothing is going right. Whatever he's tried isn't working.
But that's quite worrying if you're a Chelsea fan. If he's gone through all the parameters and they're still losing.
And then they lose Thiago Silva today, which is going to be a huge blow.
Yeah, he's
he went off with the Champions League coming up.
Absolutely, and obviously, you know, Dortmund. I mean, they can't. If you can't score and you're 1-0 down in the Champions League game against a team of Dortmund's quality, I mean, you know, the season's going to be over.
The worrying thing is that they're quite tight defensively, and it wasn't a game where Spurs cut them open on numerous occasions, but they just can't score at the other end of the pitch, and they need to score the first goal in a game. It makes it so much easier to play.
Well, it's going to be a long way back for Chelsea. I mean, do you think that Graham Potter will be in charge at the end of the season?
It's so difficult. I think
we hear that the owner is a sort of loyal guy who may be willing to perhaps give him a bit more time, which sometimes you'd feel is a good idea.
You would say it would be fair for him to get a pre-season under his belt, be able to really get the group of players that he wants onto a pitch, have a pre-season, work on exactly what he wants to get across, whatever formation he wants to play and how he wants to play. But if they keep losing games, they could end up in the bottom half of the table.
Well, at the moment, they've got 31 points from 24 games. I think it's the fourth worst start they've ever made at this stage of a season. You say start, but after 24 games.